a t-shirt, some jeans, or some khakis, and I really never understood why y'all wear khakis on the weekends and every time. As somebody that wore uniforms from pre-K to 12th grade, I can't do khakis, never. And I could not tell who was who because all the boys was dressed the same. They all was wearing a different variation of the same outfit. I kid you not. And mind you, all of them, most of them had on a black shirt. That t-shirt was black. We're going to be talking about misogyny, hyper-masculinity, and homophobia. They wouldn't wear shorts, and if they did wear shorts, they would sag them. You would never see a boy wearing shorty shorts. You would never see a boy wearing shorts this short, okay? You will never not. We need to normalize men having bags, okay? Men's having purses, because y'all pockets be suffering.
Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts bumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, you know what
I'm sorry, but this just has to be said. It's 2021 and some of y'all need to learn to read the fucking room. So I was just at the gas station in full glory, and this man gonna look me dead in my face and go, "What are you?" Sir, there are butterflies on my titties. Clearly I'm a fucking fairy.
Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Yes, I am in a different setup. I don't know if y'all watched my last video, but I am currently in the process of redecorating my bedroom. So I'm currently sitting at the desk part of my loft bed, okay? I like to make, hold up. Welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harry Hook's pirate ship. I am the captain. I don't got no first mate. No one's worthy of being the first mate. What am I saying? Anyway, whatever. This new setup is just killing my vibe right now. It's just not hitting. I think it's kind of cute, but I can't do this forever, okay? So, I'm back with another video. We are back on the pirate ship. The pirate ship is different. We are in a different spot on the pirate ship, but that is okay. We're just doing some maintenance work to the pirate ship. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming later, which we won't because I'm getting rid of that desk that I usually film on. But there has been a big rise in videos. I don't know if any of y'all have noticed, but I'm glad this is a rise in videos that more people are talking about it. There's been a big rise in videos where people are talking about teenage girls and fashion and the way they are dressing and the way they are acting. I made a few, and thank you. I really did not expect anybody to watch that video about justice. I did not expect that at all, okay? But nobody at all really seems to talk about like the teenage boy aspect of it. I'm sorry y'all if y'all see me like right now. I got really bad heartburn. I have problems that like 50-year-olds have, okay? But like I said, nobody really talks about the teenage boy aspect of this video, and I want to because it's something that I've noticed since I was in middle school and in like high school, and then in college and adulthood it like started to fade away. But it's fashion. That thing is fashion. I noticed that it affects kids, boys, growing up. And then once they get to college, men start to dress better. Like once boys hit 18 and they turn to men and they go on and live their new life, they start to dress significantly better. And we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. But before we get started, I'm going to promote my damn store because I can do that. I'll have the link to our red carpet down below. But we have merch. We have merchandise. I have made these cute ass buttons myself. Focus on the button, not me. I made these cute ass buttons myself with our logo on it, made by the lovely Whitley. Okay, we love it. Okay. And then also, I made like a cute little lip gloss. I'm wearing it in the red carpet. If you guys want to see what it looks like, it has my logo on it. It is not focusing because that light is too bright. But both of these products are available to purchase, by the way, if you want to get your Progenies merch. We were going to have cups, by the way, but y'all, FedEx broke my order. Like, FedEx broke it, and I'm actually really pissed off. I'm so pissed. But make sure y'all get the buttons. This is my personal button, by the way. So, make sure you get your buttons. Make sure you get your gloves. And y'all will have a 25% off discount code if you look right here. Yeah, please use that if you want to save shmonies. Okay, we love that. We want to save shmonies. But yeah, I had to do my little self-promotion. We can go back and move on to the video. Let's go back to the outline. I'm so freaking pissed about the jar situation today. I'm so mad. They really broke my damn cups. FedEx stay mishandling my stuff. Okay. moving back to the subject, we are going to be talking about misogyny, hyper-masculinity, and homophobia. All of those things are awful. All of those things are awful. But has anyone else noticed that when we are younger, boys seem to have a better sense of style? Like, kids don't care, okay? And when I say that, I mean kids don't care. I mean that they have more fun with their looks, okay? They have so much more fun with the way they dress, okay? Simply because little kids do not care, okay? Kids literally wear the wackiest, campiest outfits that we've ever seen, okay? But that's because they're children, okay? I hate when people talk shit about kids' outfits. It's so freaking distasteful. I really don't like that. Like, when people was talking shit about JoJo Siwa's outfits, I was just like, shut up. She's a kid. She's expressing herself, okay? Like, if she wants to dress like that, I'm not saying that she's dressing younger or not dressing her age. She can do that. That's her business. But anyway, we're not focusing on JoJo right now. But they're children, and I hate when people talk shit about kids' outfits because that is how they are expressing themselves, okay? They're dressing how they want. They're dressing that way because it makes them happy, okay? Kids literally are so carefree because the world hasn't really corrupted their brains yet and whatever. They're doing that because it makes them happy. But has anyone else noticed that even when we see teenage boys on television too, or like adults that are playing teenage boys, the girls' outfits are always way more better than like the boys, okay? Like significantly better, okay? Like all the boys damn near dress the same. And you know how they say life imitates art or imitates life? That is a result of that, okay? Like, once we get to middle school and we see kids are starting to, like, you know, take themselves a bit more seriously, especially when it comes to their outfits, especially when it comes to their style, especially when it comes to fashion in general. So, it's so interesting because boys have no sense of style at all. Like, they have no sense of style whatsoever. They literally throw on a t-shirt, some jeans, or some khakis. And I really never understood why y'all wear khakis on the weekends and every time. As somebody that wore uniforms from pre-K to 12th grade, I can't do khakis. Never. Okay? But I kid you not. They all wore a t-shirt, jeans, or khakis, and a pair of sneakers to go. Like, I kid you not. This story is so freaking funny, okay? So I was 15. And my high school would have like a talent show, and it was kind of like a big grand annual event that everybody went to. Okay, my high school, we wore uniforms. If you went to my high school, please, you don't know me. Y'all don't know me, okay? You don't. If I was not your friend, if I don't follow you on Instagram and you're watching my channel and I went to high school with you, you don't know me. You were mean to me. Please ignore me. Continue to ignore me. Anyway, like I said, we were able to dress up, and style our uniforms any way we wanted. So this is just before like the talent show antics. We were able to dress up and style our uniform any kind of way we wanted. So the girls did so much more with our outfits than the guys would. But all the boys would wear is a polo shirt, khaki pants, and sneakers, okay? Just a simple basic outfit of like a regular everyday outfit that we would see teenage boys wear, but it was the colors of our school, okay? So back to the talent show situation. We all went home, we all changed clothes, and then we came back, okay? I was there super duper early. I don't know why my ass was sitting in that theater for 2 hours by myself while they were still setting everything up. I had no life, y'all. I really had no life, okay? I kid you not. All the girls in there were wearing the cutest little outfits ever. And then almost every single boy was wearing jeans and a not a khaki t-shirt, jeans, khaki pants. Why are y'all wearing khaki? We wear uniforms. Why are you wearing khaki pants on the weekend? Anyway, a t-shirt and sneakers. Or if they weren't wearing khaki pants or jeans, they were wearing camouflage pants, okay? And there was a part of the talent show that just, this part, when I think back about it, it just really makes me giggle. Because there was like an opening for the talent show, and it was kind of like the big entrance to like introduce everybody to the show. There was like juniors and seniors, because they ran the talent show, they were the main ones in charge of it. They all jumped up on stage and were like running around and like jumping and doing whatever. And I could not tell who was who, because all the boys was dressed the same. They all was wearing like the different variation of the same outfit. I kid you not. And mind you, all of them, most of them had on a black shirt. That t-shirt was black, okay? It was either black, white, or red. It was so trippy. It was so trippy. And the only boys at the talent show that had cute outfits, y'all know this is coming, they weren't straight. The non-straight boys, the boys that like boys, were the only ones that had cute outfits at that talent show, okay? Which proves my point correctly. Homophobia. Homophobia literally is the reason why so many teenage boys act the way they do. Like, it's beyond fashion. It's just the way they act in general. But we're just going to talk about the fashion aspect of it right now because, you know, clothing is what everybody is talking about when it comes to teenagers and the way they dress and things like that. So teenage boys will literally do everything they can to prove that they are not gay. They do everything they can to prove that they ain't gay, okay? They really don't want anyone to get the impression that they are gay. And this ranges from, like, not wearing the color pink or just light colors in general. Like I said, boys would wear, like, the color white, but they literally wouldn't wear, like, a salmon color. They wouldn't wear, like, a pastel blue or anything like that. They wouldn't just wear light colors in general. They wouldn't wear shorts. And if they did wear shorts, they would sag them. You would never see a boy wearing shorty shorts. You would never see a boy wearing shorts this short, okay? You will never not. You just won't, okay? They don't want anyone to get the impression that they are gay. They will literally not wear shorts, like I just said. They will not carry around a bag. And they will literally have their pockets overflowing with stuff, okay? We need to normalize men having bags, okay? Men's having purses, because y'all pockets be suffering, okay? They be talking about the reason why men pockets are deeper than women pockets because they gotta put more stuff in. No, man. Get you a bag, get you a satchel, get you a fanny pack because you are struggling. You need something to put your stuff in. Get you a mini backpack, okay? Get you a mini backpack. I know a lot of guys, my guy friends, they carry around backpacks because they got stuff to take, okay? Normalize men carrying around bags because I am getting sick and tired of seeing y'all stuffed pockets ruining your outfits. Anyway, that was just a little rant right there. But like I said, not carrying around a bag and having their pockets overflowing, wearing shirts that have very over-sexualized women on them, okay? And I found that very interesting and slightly distasteful because it would be teenage boys wearing shirts with women that have like their boobs out or they would have their butt out, like, and it would be like nipple and everything showing, okay? And I'm just like, why would you allow your child to wear that? And I'm like, oh yeah, because a lot of parents affect the way their children dress, and they be like, oh, nobody's gonna think my son is gay because he has a shirt with women with titties on it. Like, it's just weird, slick stuff like that. Like, a lot of parents enable this behavior to why their kids don't dress the way they want. It's really, really weird, okay? It's very, very strange, okay? And like, them not wearing jewelry, okay? Not wearing shirts with men on them, because I know that was a big thing. They said they wouldn't wear a shirt that has a man on them, but they'll have a shirt with like an over-sexualized woman. And not wearing their pants at their waist, and they would be sagging their pants because apparently it was gay to have your pants pulled up. Like,
Josie and the pussycats, long tails and ears perhaps, guitars and sharps and flats, need sweet a groovy song, you're invited, come along. Hurry, hurry, see all the pressure on Mavis pants, we could be in
it was weird. It was very, very weird, like I said. And yes, a lot of these guys that did have this behavior are closeted, okay? Like, I've heard numerous stories of guys from my high school that presented themselves this way, and then later on they either came out or it has come out, like rumors were going around that they had sexual relations with men that were later confirmed, okay? And like, these guys liked men and they didn't want anybody to know, okay? And I do feel for these guys. I truly do, okay? Like, some of these guys, they're just like not, I really do feel for these guys, okay? I'm not like throwing shade at them. I'm not being mean or anything. It's just really, really sad. I just find it very, very sad, okay? So we have the guys that are closeted, and then we have the ones that aren't, but they do want to do more with their style, but they're scared of what people will say about them, okay? And the ones that are straight and they dress how they want, they were often called gay. Like, homophobia affects all children, but the way it specifically affects straight boys is very interesting, because keep in mind, like, I still follow like a lot of my classmates from high school, okay? So this is how I know. I'm very, very observant. The ones that are really nice to me, those are the only ones I follow. If you were mean to me, anyway, but I don't follow anybody that I don't like or didn't have a problem with. But I've noticed that a lot of them are turning into people that they wish they were teenagers, if that makes sense. They are becoming more comfortable with themselves. They are more comfortable with expressing who they are than when they did when they were in high school, okay? Like, they started being like more experimental with their style. They started being more open to trying new things, okay? And it's truly beautiful to see. Honestly, it's really, really beautiful to see. I am all here for people becoming more comfortable with expressing who they are and being more open about who they are and the things that make them happy, okay? Because it's not easy. It's not easy. Like, speaking from like personal experience, okay? Like, y'all, I'm a girl that made Descendants videos when I was in high school. A teenage girl making videos about a Disney Channel movie that she was obsessed with, okay? I was scared as hell back in the day when I made them Descendants videos in high school. But I did it, okay? I did it, okay? Change is scary. Change is very, very scary, okay? And like, the homophobia that teenage boys have internalized affects them so much, and it affects them in ways that we don't even really think about too much until we get into college and we notice these patterns, okay? Like, teenage boys think like respecting women makes them gay. And they think watching a show like Gossip Girl or like a movie like Mean Girls makes them gay. Or they think having a picnic for their girlfriend makes them gay. Like, I just don't understand that. But that is like another topic for another time. Like, toxic masculinity is going to be the end of y'all, okay? It's not the way to go. I remember specifically that I was watching American Crime Story. It was the season with Trevor Jackson in it, and like, homophobia was like the main topic. How is there a moth in my room? I'm actually really mad that that thing is in here, because there's like a wasp moth nest sitting outside my window, and I'm mad that I'm looking right up and oh god. Anyway, our American Crime Story. I remember the arc. Every season was something different, and this was the season when Trevor Jackson and Regina King were like playing mother and son. And the arc was about homophobia because there was a scandal that went on at the school. I'm not going to say that for monetization purposes, and I don't want to trigger anyone. But one of the guys, he basically was not showering, and the dude was like, why, you stink, like, take a bath. And he was just like, no, I don't want people assuming things about me, yada yada yada. And it turns out that guy was DL. Like, it was just really, really sad. This season was just so freaking tragic, because it really made you think. It really just made you think about the way homophobia affects teenage boys and the things that they do to try to prove to people that they're not gay, and if they are or if they aren't. It's just really scary to see how homophobia really does affect us. And I'm black, by the way. A lot of the stuff that I'm speaking from comes from like experience within the black community. It's very, very sad. It's just really, really tragic, okay? But like I said, that is a topic for another discussion. I just briefly wanted to speak about American Crime Story because that is just something about it that just really stood out to me that season. That season was amazing. It was so much better than the first season. I didn't care about that first season of the show. But if you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. The best way to support me right now is supporting The Progenies. The Progenies is a Descendants fan web series that I and others have made, and we just can't wait for you guys to see this thing. Probably will be down below too. Our Instagram, our card, we have a website. Go check that out, by the way. Please read the frequently asked questions, by the way. Before you ask me them questions. If you want to know another good way you can support Harry, you guys can support me on Patreon. I have a Patreon, by the way. Just harriyannahook. Lowest tier is $1. Most expensive is $5. Y'all already know that I have merchandise. Please go shop if you can. Remember that 25% off this code, PirateshipTwenty5. If you want this code, there you go. But like I said, what is next on this outline? I think I just been through everything. I have my shop. Follow me on everything at Harriyanna, HARRIYNNA. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching and happy New Year.
Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay.